Probably the most common piece of life advice we get is you got to push yourself outside your comfort zone. You got to do the uncomfortable thing. Otherwise, how are you going to grow? Literally everybody says that. And yet, I found that approach to be super flawed. It's not fun, it's scary, and it's honestly, in my opinion, ineffective. There are absolutely ways that you can find the growth you're looking for, the change you're looking for, the inner peace and happiness you're looking for, and the energy to make the progress for all the things that you want to do without pushing yourself outside your comfort zone. So in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly how to do that, the thinking behind it, so that you can do it too. If that's interesting to you, stick around. By the way, my name is Chris. I teach emotional mastery. This channel is about giving you the emotional education that we never got growing up by teaching you about your heart, your mind, and how to connect the two. By the way, I'm in Descanso Gardens today. It's a park in Southern California. It's beautiful. So I'm just going to stroll the park and chat with you about this. And yeah, let's get into it. So whenever I hear someone say, you got to push yourself outside your comfort zone, it gives me information. It instantly lets me know that that person either doesn't know about or doesn't understand the skill of changing thoughts. Because if we learn and develop the skill of changing our thinking, that's all it takes as a workaround for this. You don't have to push yourself outside your comfort zone. Think of it as like you're trying to change your thinking to make certain things feel comfortable. And then once it's comfortable, then you move. And there are so many ways to do that. I'm going to give you two basic paths. The first path is what I like to call follow the fun. I use both of these paths, by the way, like in tandem. They're both great. They're both effective. But the first path is following your fun. I'll give you an example. I have been afraid to post on social media for a variety of reasons. I care about what other people think. Are people gonna leave mean comments? Am I gonna be judged? Is this even helpful to people? These common thoughts that arise that cause me in the past to not post anything. And fear of being seen, imposter syndrome, all kinds of stuff. And one of the things I did was I just followed the fun where it took me, because fun can lead to growth. It's almost like fun leads you the scenic route around things, around like trouble spots. So for example, in my case with the social media thing, I decided that something that I could do that sounded fun was, there was this app called Clubhouse. It's still a thing. I don't think it's as popular as it once was, but it was a place where you go and you can it's just audio back and forth with people. It's like rooms where people chat, but there's no video. There's just audio. And for some reason I found that that was very comfortable to me for some reason. Not being on video, I could just talk to people. So I followed the fun and I jumped into rooms and I started talking to people, and I was able to develop my skill set. I was able to teach and host rooms, and I met someone who hosts a room on Clubhouse regularly. Her name is Sharon. She's great. Hi, Sharon, if you're watching. And we decided, we started chatting a lot in Clubhouse. And then we thought, our message and what we're teaching is very similar. What if we did a live stream together? And at that point of having someone do something with me on video, that felt comfortable to me. So I started doing live streams, and we did a lot of weeks. We did 20 or 30 weeks of live streams. Anyway, That was a way of, I just followed the comfortable thing, the fun thing, and it led me to essentially creating content, making videos. And that helped me prepare for posting regularly on YouTube and like feeling comfortable with that, because I was on video so much at that point, I felt more comfortable to do it. So follow the fun, follow your interests, your passion, your excitement, your bliss, your fun, the things that draw you, the things that call to you, because doing that unlocks new levels for you. It'll give you new information, it'll give you more clarity, it'll give you new skill sets, you'll develop new ways of thinking, and it'll introduce you to new people. It'll help give you the tools and the thinking to help you do the thing that once was uncomfortable but now isn't. So that's one path. The second path that I would recommend is developing the skill set of changing your negative thinking. You're uncomfortable to do things because of the way you think about them. Because comfort or discomfort, in this case we're talking about discomfort, is an emotion. And emotions come from our thoughts. We have a thought and then we have an emotional reaction to that thought. We have another thought, we have an emotional reaction to that thought. Discomfort is an emotion, and therefore it comes from our thinking. You're uncomfortable about something because of the way you're currently looking at it. And so there are ways to change your thinking so that you can become comfortable with it. So my piece of advice would be, don't push yourself into doing something that you find uncomfortable. Start changing your thinking until it becomes comfortable, and then do the thing. That's a very different order of operations. And in my opinion, it's also more effective, because if you're entering a thing, anything, you're entering, you're going to audition for a play that you want to be in. You're going to interview at a job you want. You're going to ask someone out on a date that you want to ask out on a date. Whatever the thing is, if you're jumping into it because of, and you're uncomfortable, what headspace are you in when you're entering that thing? Uncomfortable or discomfort is a negative headspace. And negative headspaces logically come with flawed downsides, or let's just say disadvantages. When you're in any negative headspace, you're not thinking as clearly. You're not speaking as clearly. You're not affecting people in the way that you want to. You have different body language than you probably want to. You have a different voice than you probably want to have. Everything's just a little bit more cloudy, uncertain, and confusing. That's not the kind of mentality or mindset you want to be entering to something new or something important to you. Or at least it doesn't have to be. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with making the choice to push yourself outside your comfort zone. I just think it's logically ineffective, and there are way better approaches that we should be considering instead. That's all I'm saying. So instead of that, change your thinking so that it becomes comfortable, and then enter that thing, do that thing, take that action, make that choice, and watch as you're doing that now from a comfortable place, a positive headspace, where you are connected with your most important resources. You have access to all your superpowers, your natural superpowers: clearer thinking, more imagination, more creativity, more ingenuity, a better connection to your intuition, more open and receptive to different perspectives and new ideas, generating better ideas, having the energy to actually want to do things and take things further. All of that is what you have access to when you operate from a good headspace. And therefore, changing your thinking before you move on things gives you that extra advantage. So anyway, okay. So how do you do it? Okay, how do you change your negative thinking? I did a whole video on this. I'll link it below in the description. But just as a general explanation, you're finding new ways to look at something that feel good to you and make sense to you. It has to meet those two criteria. It has to feel good and it has to make sense. Those are the most effective, what I call replacement thoughts. You're finding a replacement thought for, or a replacement focus for whatever it is that you're doing. So in my case, I had this fear of how would people see me? You know, if I put videos out, how are people going to see me? What if they judge me? What if they leave mean comments? Like all that stuff, just like insecurity, right? So I started changing the line of thinking that I had to, I know that this is important information. I know that this is super valuable. I want to give this education out to the world. I feel this internal mission, this drive to put this out into the world because not a lot of people are sharing what I'm sharing. This is like, I'm talking to you against the common, God, that scared that scared me. I think it was a bunny, but it was a scary bunny. Not a lot of people, like this whole video is about, you know, a contrarian take on the common piece of advice that we all get to push ourselves outside of our comfort zone. Not many people are explaining these other approaches, and I've found super effective approaches that are game-changing, life-changing, and work really fast and really effective. So, where was I? So I started finding a different way. So I wanted to share that. And so my focus, instead of focusing on what will people think of me, what might they comment, what might they say, will they approve, will they disapprove, I started changing that to my line of thinking went from that to, I want to do this because I want to share this with the world. I want to do this because I know how effective and valuable it is. I feel a pull to focus on the cool results that I know people get when they learn this. And so that became my focus. And when that became my focus, suddenly putting videos out was not only not uncomfortable, it was actually fun. It was exciting. I wanted to do it. I love doing it. And now it's becoming an adventure because now I started making videos on the beach, walking the beach. Now I'm making a video in this cool park. Like I'm finding new ways to share and just live my life and enjoy my life and share with you like the insights that I've gotten over the years. So effectively what happened was I changed the way I was looking at something, which allowed it to not be uncomfortable anymore. And then once it became comfortable, then I moved with it. And so I don't push myself outside my comfort zone. I just expand my comfort zone by changing how I think, using that skill set of changing my thoughts. I change how I think, I expand my comfort zone, and then I move with the comfort and the pleasure and the fun and the joy and the excitement and the bliss. You get it. So you can try that too. Absolutely try this as a self-practice. If you want to hear the specifics of how to find a good replacement thought and practice it and use it, feel free to watch that other video. Otherwise, just practice this yourself and start introducing yourself to the idea that maybe you don't have to push yourself. Maybe it's not about pushing yourself. I'm telling you, it's not. It doesn't have to be. That is not the only way. There are other ways, and this is one of them. And it's also super effective and super fun. So feel free to try it out. If you do, leave me a comment below. Let me know how it goes. I would love to hear about it. And if you want help, like personalized guidance or more help on this adventure, I offer coaching. You can also find that in the description below. You don't need it. It's just for people who want the extra, someone to hold your hand through the journey. But this is absolutely a self-practice that you can do. I really recommend it as a self-practice. And you can do it starting today. Just start changing the way you think and start following the fun and watch how you can find all the growth and change you're looking for. And it can happen fast. Okay, with that, I'll wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching. If this was helpful, like and subscribe. That really helps me out. And it helps YouTube want to share it with other people. So definitely do that. And until next time, I love you guys. I appreciate you. And I will see you in the next video.